other one, got packet, and one of the little if statements here was, bingo, now it's ready, come and get it, here's the name. And so the other computer didn't have to waste time polling and looking at a hard drive, especially a network, when it knew when it was ready and exactly how to go grab it. And so we had a very efficient bucket brigade in a sense. We wanted to record a lot of data on hard drive for more than one reason. And the UDP was that little signal, bang, we got it, bang, we got it. And it could reply back to the originator, I picked it up. Now you can get rid of it if you want, or I'm done with it, or I've updated it, so now you can get it back. Because when you're doing database maintenance between offices, moving those files can be a little tricky during a very busy day. And we wanted to log in that these files were ready, so after everything settled down, we could do really good maintenance when the decks were clear. And we didn't have to worry about timing loops. Those were secondary consideration. So now you look at it going, I can talk to any program on any computer, and it can be Windows or Mac. You can do tons of error checking in just amazing, like 2 or 3 ticks, you've done a lot of error checking before you write to the hard drive. And then you can send on a little report back and forth. Another one that's very interesting, because some people like Claudia has been talking, you can, and this is what I did on my system. If you have a script that works, one of the things you really do not want to do is muck around with it and find out that you've screwed it up and you can't figure out how to get it working again. That is very easy to do with UDP and networking in general. So what I did with my UDP incoming stack called merge, I took the message that came in and I sent it to another computer I had, and I let it come down the same path, the main path. So now on my second computer, I could do whatever I want with it because I wouldn't interfere with the mainline operation. So I basically made a parallel path in my network. So now I could play around all day by slowing, stopping, debugging, and checking things out, but I got exactly the same information at exactly the same time, because the UDP, I just did basically a split string. And now in my office, I had, and at one point I had 3 computers, splitting it to 2 computers for testing, and the main processing had to go on, of course, in real time. So I was able to do real-time processing and 2 ways of debugging and cataloging, so I could optimize my code and test before putting it, on our main line. And so that's another way you can twin or split pieces of data. You'll see that if you look at some of my more sophisticated scripts, there are ways of determining if the packet you want to send is too big for UDP. And that one you'd say, well, okay, let me open a socket TCP and do that. But it's not what I want to do every time, because I want fast and snappy when everything is small. When things get big enough, let's go TCP, we'll take the extra time, we'll make sure it gets there, then we'll close that port, and we'll only use it when we have to. But again, it's just all part of the same code flow when you're writing it. You don't have to do too many extra hoops. So I hope that answers enough questions for now, and a few people that didn't know about a UDP go, I still don't care about UDP. That's fine. So Mark, if that's okay, I'll just go ahead and stop the recording now, and you can move on to the raffle of the small car. Is that the one that's next? Yes, Mark. No car this time, maybe next time. The raffles could get bigger if enough people show up. Okay, everyone, so long for now. I'll stay on the chat here for another 10 minutes or so. And yeah, if I donate the car, hey, believe me, I have one right now in the backyard that is probably 2 weeks from going to the junkyard. We could raffle that off, but it wouldn't be worth, it'll roll down the hill. It's one of those, it rolls down one hill, can hardly go up the other kind of thing. Yeah. So I'm going to sign off now for the broadcast, and we'll be on the chat.